Warning! Graphic pest control video ahead. Do not watch if you might be offended. If, however, you really like watching pest control videos, then hello again and welcome to the Squirrel Hunter channel. Please continue and watch us as we control pest populations with silenced air rifles here in the UK. If you have any questions, can you please check the description below first to see if it's already been answered and for some useful links. Thank you. At the beginning of this episode, I'll be doing a bit of pellet testing because the kind people at Bisley sent me some of their pellets to test in my BSAR 10. Thank you, Tony Bolts, for twisting our arm a little bit. It's much appreciated, my friend. And the pellets in question are Bisley Magnums in .22 caliber and weighing in at over 21 grains. They should deliver quite a whack at feeder distance. I'll be interested to see just how accurate they are out of my rifle. Without any further ado, we'll get down to some pellet testing. All my family are out, all the doors are locked. I have a pellet trap behind this card to catch the pellets. I'm sat in my kitchen shooting at 15 yards to see how accurate these Bisley Magnums are. I'm aiming at that left hand target. You can see I've hit the black first shot, a little bit low, but I haven't actually done any zeroing proper to this yet, so it's quite pleasing they're close. I want to see what sort of grouping they make. And that was one on top of the other virtually. You can hear the wing beats of a pigeon landing above this target. It's nesting in the bush. It will remain unmolested by me or anyone else in my family. Causes me no problems, despite the fact it's on the pest register. None of the birds will get shot in this garden. Magpies, crows, anything like that. They don't cause me any problems. If I see a squirrel or a rat though, I'll definitely be getting shot. But that's another thing altogether. All I'm interested in doing, checking the zero on my rifle. Pleases me to have an accurate rifle. This is the sort of due diligence you must perform before going after live quarry. It's practice for you. It's also being sure your rifle and pellet combination is up to the task at hand. And 21 grain pellets tend to log quite a bit, so the feeder was deemed to be the ideal place to use them. You know you're not going to be having any problems with them being too far or too close, worrying where the pellet is on its track. They're going to sit in the same spot every time virtually. Very little variance. So long as these are accurate, I'll have to arrange a visit to a feeder at some point and try them out properly. We've gone to another target now. I'm shooting at the centre. I've made the adjustment to get the groups from point of impact to point of aim. So where the crosshairs are is where the pellets are dropping. Right, I'm pretty happy so far with that. So I'm going to put 10 shots into this one target now. It's the third target I've shot at, just to prove a point. That's shot one. I sped this up to spare you going through them all. Adjusted the point of impact up to the point of aim, and apart from the few little tears and the odd little wander, that's 10 shots. Right on target, and I'm very happy with that. Have a closer inspection of it. This is my first few shots. That's where the zero led me to go. Aim at that centre dot. They all dropped a bit low. So a bit of adjustment on this one. Pretty much in the centre. And just for good measure, I stuck a full mag of 10 into that one. Apart from a little wobble there, they were quite good. And as per usual, it's a UK 5p piece. Covers it rather well. Our smallest coin, just for interest's sake. It's an American 5-cent piece, a little bit bigger. And here we have a dime, just for our American cousins to give you an idea what sort of size we're looking at. I'm quite happy with that. Next time I use these Bisley Magnums, it'll be against squirrels on the feeder at 15 yards. And this is Bro, going to check a feeder 3 days after I did this testing on my R10 with the Bisley Magnums. Let's come out to here. You can see a lot of evidence of chewed bits of grain. That's wheat, what we normally use for squirrels. And he looks in, there's a massive dip right in the front, where a lot of grain has been eaten and the levels dropped. A very good sign that quite a large number of squirrels have been visiting it. You can see rat holes, maybe they've had something to do with it. But he gives me a call and we arrange to go out. And here we are that next morning, didn't waste any time, going out to that permission to see if we can get as many squirrels as possible. Maybe even assault on the family record that I hold at 20 squirrels, as you would have seen last year. Bro's filming this on his camera while I drive, before anyone says anything. This is as per usual when we both shoot. I'm sitting on the right and he's on the left with his camera. Much easier that way. You can see through this hole that I'm looking through to my right. A lot of them come from that direction. And he normally gives me a tip off they're arriving. In there 5 minutes and this squirrel's coming from the right. Looks like it could be a good day. I'm filming with 2 cameras. This is mine, just under my rifle, taking a picture of the whole scene. And Bro's tracking it with his. And I line up to take the shot. The pellet goes straight through its head, hits the armouring on the front of the feeder. 21 grains. And my initial thoughts are I'm liking this an awful lot. Normally you have to wait a bit for these squirrels to arrive, but 5 minutes will do me. Safety back on. Here's the same view from Bro's camera. It's tracked it in. He very often sees them before me. As soon as it sits up, I'll take the shot. Different sound from a different microphone. Bit of a better angle, a little leaf's in the way on mine. And that squirrel went on the deck. Good start. This time of the year the squirrels have had their first breeding season and the kits have now been weaned and are on solid food and following the parents around. We just so happened to find our feeder. This is where the numbers start to spike quite markedly. You can get big numbers. So we're hoping for a good day today, judging by the amount of food that's been eaten. Our rule of thumb is, if you know the squirrels are getting on the feeder, then you should be on it also. We're not in the business of trying to make them fat so predators can catch them. We're in the business of drawing them out the woodland to our feeder and then shooting them through the head humanely and removing them from the area. Simple as that. And that's what seems to be happening. It's not been long after the first one. Number 2's come in. Bro spotted it by looking through my hole in my side of the hide. You can see a better angle. Prompted me to turn my camera on. Just set it running. I've got the rifle up. I was starting to track this squirrel. I just got over the initial shock of seeing a squirrel on the floor. A lot of these young squirrels got no basis for comparison. So they should be a little bit more stupid than the older ones, hopefully. Not that we tend to educate many, they usually die from a head wound. And that's that. This one's getting ready to sit up and get a shot to the head. Just like that. And again, the pellet passes straight through. Does a lot of damage, but also wastes a lot of energy. These pellets are plenty powerful enough. The squirrel skulls are quite thin. And they will pass through them quite easily. Sub 12 foot-pound, which is more than enough rifle for this type of job. That squirrel till on the ground. A few kicks, but not much of a problem. This is Bro's camera. He tracks it. You can see it come and have a look at the one on the floor before it decides its belly's rumbling. But it doesn't really matter. And you'll see this time and time again when using the feeders. It's more like it. Went straight into a proper feeding pattern. Sitting up. The odd look down when watching it through the R10 scope. And waiting to do the shot as soon as it sits still. I'm quite happy with that. Lots of damage, plenty of bleeding out the ears. It all looks good to me. My body will be shutting down now. A few nervous kicks. See Ted's video in the description below to find out why. And it's only about 5 minutes after that one. Another one comes in. They're coming thick and fast now. It's already shaping up to be a good day out. Nothing out of the ordinary here. I usually look at the ones on the floor. I'm tracking this one with the panorama scope on the top of the R10. Just got to give it a chance to get over its interest in the squirrels' bodies and go to feed. Here comes a second squirrel. It crosses my sight line and I pick him up and follow him. And I've noticed that the second squirrel I shot, the last one you just saw, is still breathing. It's comatose or unconscious. I don't believe it's suffering, but it will need a second shot as soon as I get the opportunity. I definitely want to shoot one of these squirrels first. I'm having a bit of a play, or a bit of dominance assertion, I'm not sure what it is. I've decided once I shoot this first squirrel, the second squirrel will almost certainly panic and dash up the tree or round the back of the tree or something like that. In that confusion, I will shoot the one on the floor and make sure of that one. And then while the other one's calming down and trying to work out what went on, I will hopefully pick it up in the scope and shoot that one as well. There's one on the feeder now, but I'm aiming at the one on the hopper. I want that one to become completely still and make sure of the shot. Not even looking at the one on the top. It's quite interesting to see what it was doing. Didn't realise it had crept up. Off it goes again. This one's looking good for a shot on the feeder right now. That's more like it. Nothing wrong with that shot. I reload. I'm looking for the one on the floor now. Shoot it in the head. You can see the plan's working well. The other one's come to look on the top of the feeder. If it sits still, I'll shoot it. Just like that. I'm pretty sure that was a good shot. That's why we got the body stoppers. It's difficult to get a second shot on ones when they're doing that. You end up shooting them any old where. I'm looking at it down the scope, but it's over pretty quickly. Now I'm having a really hard look at it down the scope in light of all that jumping about, looking at the rib cage, checking that there's no breathing. And the safety catch goes on. Despite the jumping around, that one's dead. This is Bro's view. You can see the squirrel 1 by the leg there I shot. Squirrel 2 is just to the side and just about make out a bit of movement. But it's very difficult to see when you're focusing on the one that's running around the floor. Just having a good look. But you still can't see the one that's breathing. This is squirrel 2 coming in. He sprints across. Still Bro hasn't got that one in shot. You can see it breathing now. That's what I saw when I looked in the scope. If you watch many of our other videos, you know this is a fairly common occurrence. When they come down to the ground, they'll look at the ones there, sniff them, sometimes they'll attack. Every so often you get one that'll breathe. Quite clearly not dead if it's breathing. Brain function is supporting breathing. It's still got oxygen moving around the body, but it is in a coma or unconscious. It won't be suffering. As soon as I get a shot on this one, I'll be taking that out as a second option, whilst the other one's in panic. This is what I was seeing. Too much head movement for my liking. If I wait 30 seconds or a minute more, I'll get a proper headshot and do the job correctly. It's very often attempted when they do that, browsing like a cow. I do like it when they sit up straight, put their hands to their face, something similar to that. Gone in the top of the head, that one. I'm happy with that. That's the second shot to the one on the floor. Bro's gone to the one up on the top of the feeder, just in time. to see me shoot it in the head. You've seen the acrobatics before. I do believe he's not even looking where the camera's pointing, he's looking over the top. There we go. Front end all limp, back end kicking. That's more like it. And that's why we got the body stoppers, as I've said before. Otherwise we'd be going to the bank to see what happened. That's another good reason for a headshot. You don't tend to walk away from them. Heart and lung shot, a little bit out. They can run off, get down a rabbit hole or rat hole, and then die there. You're not going to stick your hand in one of them holes if you've got any sense. Try and retrieve it. With a headshot that's slightly out, they don't tend to run away. And give you an opportunity to catch up with them and finish them off. Which is the only humane choice in our opinion. There's absolutely no need to shoot heart and lungs on an animal that's still feeding that close to you. You can pick the headshot. If you wait for them to be on alert or sat feeding nicely, you should be able to pull it off time and time again. And that's what you have to do. It's quite a relentless thing, really. This one's come in. He's looking at the dead ones on the floor. He's not too worried. He's gone into a bit of a staring competition with the one on the floor. Just as soon as it sits up nicely, I'm going to take the shot. Just like that. The Bisley Magnum's found its market again. 21 grains. And that one's just hanging there. Muscle spasms have caused the foot to hook over, and those sharp little claws grip the edge of the feeder. As the muscles relax, it drops to the floor. They bleed out quite substantially when they hang upside down like that. Good solid head wound. Here's Bro's view of the situation. It's filming through the hole on his side. He's already spotted it coming in. They very often walk along, stop, have a scratch, have a look around and a sniff. Just do squirrely things. Nice weather, they tend to mess about a bit more. And here he comes. As we said in previous videos, that log, or stick even, is purposely put there as a route straight up to the feeder. Very often you see them move with the body weight of a squirrel. Give you a bit of a idea that they're on their way. You can see what he's doing a bit better now. At this point, my camera's on, and I'll be watching him through the scope, just waiting for the opportunity to shoot. There is no rush to shoot, hardly a queue of them, and even when there is more than one, the first shot gets the second one on alert, as you've seen. I suspect you might see again before the end of this video. There we go. It's a straight on headshot if he does that again. Or that. There we go. I had my crosshairs on his head, and when he went down to feed, I never moved the crosshairs. Because his body would come straight back into the position of most comfortable, which is exactly where the crosshairs are. Minor adjustment, and I pull the trigger, and the squirrel's down. And there's a picture of Bro on alert. You can see my spare mag at the ready, just in case we get a rush of them. We're anticipating high numbers this time of year. Never hurts to have a spare mag sat there. My camera yet again. I think this one came up the back of the tree. Maybe it come from across the lane there, maybe. And we got a second squirrel. Another pair on the feeder. Happens a lot this time of year. This one's pretty confident. He's more interested in annoying the one behind him. There we go. I'm king of the hill. But not for long. Off you come, fella. Another one sprinted straight up the back of the tree. I'm watching him on the floor. Quite a lively one this time. I do wonder some of these pellets whether they cause more activity than they stop. It soon comes to a halt right in front of me. I'll take a second shot just to be on the safe side. I thought that shot was a good shot. Quite a lot of kicking, so I decided the second shot was in order. I suspected the other one's come back down to have a look. He sat on the top of the feeder. He'll be on alert, so I'm watching him through the scope. I'll take the shot as soon as I think it's right. This one does a flip about as well. And that shot hit him smack in the top of the head. I would have thought 21 grains would have stopped a lot of that. Nothing wrong with the shot. This soon comes to a halt against the body stopper. Again, I'm looking at him down the scope just in case he's breathing. The safety's on. No need for a second shot. Here's Bro's view. It's obviously tracking the squirrels this time. Sometimes when you zoom in on them and focus on one, you miss the other activity. That's what I do find quite interesting about the cameras. When you have more than one, you see things after the event that you weren't focused on. Bro knows he's going to come back for feed. He knows that's where I'll shoot him. There we go. Bro's looking over the top of his camera now. Not sure what to film, I don't think. He's looking for that other one, I suspect. It's written down the tree. You can see quite a way up because the camera's close to the front of the hide. There we go. See him stick his head out the side. Had to have a look. I've taken a shot on the one on the floor. Now this one's appeared on the top of the feeder. Bro zooms in, so he knows I'll probably shoot it here, while it's preoccupied by the other one on the floor. Virtually straight on headshot that. Again we get a kicker. You see what happened before, didn't last long. There's another one on the floor. First we saw this one. He come dashing in. Caught us both unawares. Got the cameras on it. As always, you have to exercise plenty of patience. The tail flicking there. Very often indicated there's another one around or one's breathing on the floor. That wasn't the case. It's having a good sniff. That's where animals leave us, looking pretty stupid. Extremely well evolved noses they've got. They pick up all sorts of smells. Living in the world, it's very helpful. They have a good scratch. The smells aren't the only thing they pick up out here. Very often got fleas. Never seen one with a tick on it yet, not to say that will never happen. I look for all the world like this one's left the scene, gone off to the right. Sometimes I'll do that. And you start wondering if you should have shot it. The answer is no. It's better to let them wander off. Come back again, and this one has. You see him go past the right hand side of the tree there. I'm expecting to see it pop out on the left. It hasn't run off. There we go. Right on cue. We have had them go on the tree before and run straight at the back and disappear. It's better to let them run away unharmed and unmolested and catch them another day. This one looks like he wants a feed. We'll definitely be tracking him with a scope right now. He's sitting up nicely. That's the sort of behaviour you want, nice and calm. The head movements are far too quick if you commit to the shot and you haven't got the rhythm right. you can miss or wound, and we don't want to do that. And yes, you'd be right if you thought I was taking my time on this one. Not only is the animal got to be in the right position, I've got to be happy with my own setup, my own position. It's looking like it's going to get ready for a shot soon. There we go. The pellet's gone through its head, hit the metal, ricochet off, and hit the body stopper with enough energy to make a noise. So that's basically wasted energy there, really. I do wonder whether these grizzly super mags aren't really the pellet for this close in, dissipating their energy against the metal instead of in the squirrel's head. I might ring the changes after this session and go back to super hollow points, or maybe even short series predator polymags. We'll see. I have to do some accuracy testing on that. Safety's on. Another squirrel down. You'll have to tune in 2 weeks' time to see the other half of this video. It's too long to upload as one. So watch it then and see if I get anywhere near breaking the family record. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like, subscribe and share. Thank you.